Hey, what's up YouTube? So I want to talk about this car key hacking situation. Now I found this article because I was on Autoblog. You know how they have these spammy ads at the bottom of Autoblog and other websites. Well, I clicked on one of them and it took me to this article here. Now this video is not trying to bash this article. It's not trying to promote this article. I just want to talk about this, and I want to present some of the research that I've found out about hacking car keys and getting into cars and stuff. The article is talking about how these passive keyless entry systems like the one found in the Focus ST can be hacked. Now I'm going to demonstrate how the passive keyless system works before I go into depth about how the hacking works and why you should and maybe shouldn't be concerned. So I want to start by talking about how these proximity keys work. He was actually talking about the proximity keys on cars nowadays that have the proximity features on them. So how does this work? Well, you have the key. I'm just going to put the key here since I'm holding it in my hand. And you walk up to the car, you put your hand in there, and it actually unlocks the door. You put your hand right here. Hold on. Put your hand right here, and it locks the door. So how this actually works, there's two signals, right? There's two different things that happen with this when this happens. It's super quick though. So when you put your hand inside of the key of the car, if you push the button, however your car works, a signal from the car gets sent to the key, and the key responds with a signal back to the car. It's kind of like an OK signal, kind of like a go ahead and go signal. It's super quick. See it? Now in order for this to work, of course, your key has to be really close to the car. See, I put the key here, right here, way over here. It's not going to actually work. See? Nothing's gonna work. It's too far away. And this is done so because, for security purposes. Okay, so now you know that there's a two-factor authentication system involved when it comes to actually using the proximity key feature on your passive keyless entry system. Now I want to show how wrapping the car key in aluminum foil, completely wrapping it in aluminum foil, does a fantastic job of blocking its signal. Now when you fully wrap your key in aluminum foil, the metal will actually block the signal from being broadcast. Now, first of all, I want to show you with the actual buttons on the remote. So this is the front of my remote. I can see it actually through the aluminum foil. The top button is the unlock button. And as you can see here, the car is not responding. No response at all. Now I'm going to walk up to the car and show you. It will actually not respond either. So I'm going to put the key back where I had it before, between my legs. So the doors are actually unlocked from earlier today. So I'm gonna get inside of the car and show you that when you push the button, the key is not detected. It says Ford key not detected. So that also does go to show you that the car is sending a signal to the key, and the key is going back to the car. That's how it works, because the car knows the key is nowhere to be found. So the hack that this is trying to prevent is more commonly known as the relay hack. And the hack has actually been gaining a lot of popularity lately. A lot of research around it has continued to grow and expand the hack. Now what the hack does is that there's two radios involved. It's a two-man process hack. One person has to actually have a radio by the key. The other person has to actually be by the car. Now what these two radios are going to do is actually extend the range that the key can be from the car in order for it to actually work. Now the radio next to the car will receive the signal, send it through to the other radio. It's going to go from that radio to the car, and then everything's going to go back in that order. Now this communication process actually has to work within a certain time range. A lot of manufacturers have implemented a certain millisecond range that the key and the car can communicate before everything gets turned off and denied. So should you really care about wrapping your keys in tin foil when you're not using them? Well, kinda. As research continues to evolve, the price to obtain such devices does continue to lower. No longer does it cost thousands of dollars. And as the most recent researchers that I've found out of Beijing, they were able to actually extend the distance between the two radios, and they'll still communicate properly, up to about 300 meters. They also reported that the radio that's next to the key can be about 2 meters away from the key, and it'll still work properly. So that means that, with research that's out now, your key inside your house might be okay, but when you're out and about, it's definitely vulnerable. So if you want to wrap your key in aluminum foil, then do so. You can also buy little pouches. They're referred to as Faraday cages or Faraday pouches or RFID blocking pouches and stuff like that. They're all on Amazon. They block the signal from the keys, and they also block the signal from your RFID and your chip on your credit card.
Well, it was one of those days, not much to do. I was chilling downtown with my old school crew. I went into a store to buy a slice of pizza and bumped into a girl. Her name was Mona. What? Mona Lisa. What? Mona Lisa. So many I said, excuse me there. My God.